Hi, welcome back to channel TrainStation2. Alright, got first and the second competition, and all this made possible by the 4000 event keys legendary train that I claim. You're wondering how to go about that. It's basically using the lighters. You're going to exchange the 80 lighters for 150 snow keys. With that, to accumulate together with continuous working on those jobs, you will accumulate about 4000 event keys eventually, and that's how I managed to claim that legendary. Otherwise, very likely I'll just get second in the competition itself. Alright, for a start, always try to use the Union dollars to up the boost of the common and rare trains, because those are the best trains which can max out in collecting the precious petroleum. Likewise, delivery using the batch trains. So these are some little tricks you should be doing, and of course not forgetting spend those precious gems in the first three competitions. Normally I would drain out everything by the second competition, but true enough, didn't manage to save any for the third competition, which I believe it would be tough. But that's it. At least I managed to secure another first. Generally, we need 3 firsts, and together with some luck in collecting that balance 100 coin, we should be able to achieve that 1000 event coin legendary by the end of the third competition. But that's it. A lot of luck dependent on the fact that how we do well in the third competition. If everything goes smoothly as how I experienced so far, we should gain that extra 300 event coins. All right, so this is a moment where always try your best to do the challenges. Electric fleet upgrade is relatively easy if you have those earlier region trains. That's why in those seaport events, airplane or airport events, as long as there are events to collect earlier region trains, I'll do that, especially region 1 and 2. I'll collect a lot of extras just for the purpose of doing all this challenges. You can upgrade those as really dirt cheap couple of gold and parts vis-a-vis what you're doing in the last region that you are in is so much cheaper. So that's one of the tricks whereby you're able to get it done cheaply in those challenges to upgrade any type of region or actually any type of the engines itself. So for now, it's just the electric trains. Probably sometimes they ask you steam or diesel, doesn't matter. It's just relatively cheaper to upgrade to the lower regions. Not forgetting, besides gems and Union dollars, you got to save a lot of those parts and gold because you really need to upgrade them. Gradually, you basically deplete almost everything by the start of the third competition, just like me. It is relatively, again, compared to the last 3 competitions, easier to win. This is because most of the people will start to panic at the 4th competition, and when that arises, they just spend whatever they have, and that's they unleash all their gems on you, and Union dollars, gold, and parts and whatnot, where you feel really the pain of fighting very hard competitors. The current competitor I'm having in the second competition is very strong compared to what I experienced in the first competitions. I thought I would lose this because at one point I was like 150 or 200 EP behind until I managed to clear the jobs for the 100 EP jobs using the legendary train. That changed the whole dynamic of how the gameplay comes about. So this is the earlier onset, which I thought I was leading, but it came really fast and furious. I don't know what has comes into him. Probably he is spending some of the 2,500 event keys as well. That's why he cleared and got a couple of hundreds of those EP bonuses. All right, here the moment waiting for. Alright, so the legendary train, with that we depleted all the snow keys, but that doesn't really matter. What really matters now is to quickly complete that 100 EP jobs Currently, it shows 150 gold parts. This is the job, the special destination. Once we manage to clear it in probably 4 hours or so, we should be able to see the 100 EP jobs appearing. And one that comes into play, we got to quickly do it up. Probably every 2 hours, we should generate 100 EP. And that actually help us climb the scoring chart in the ranks, and definitely a game changer like I mentioned earlier. So together with the other jobs that really need those batch trains will be the one that I think generates about 70 EP or so. So that's the other one that's really painful. And I just find there's an algo going behind the scene whereby Pixel managed to find out what you're lacking and then keep on asking for those things that you do not have. That's really a pain because you'll be filled to the brim with the warehouse and factories and whatnot, and then they keep on asking items that just short off, and then you just have to struggle to maneuver the inventory away by sometimes at worst scenario threw away those precious manufactured items. But normally I try to select those raw materials instead, because getting raw materials just means you can get straight from the innovation center, but throwing away manufactured items really a painful decision to make, whereby sometimes you have no choice. But that being said, we try to prioritize and try to use that exchange into union play. That is something you can get instead of throwing away. Just use it in exchange as well, but depends on luck. All right, so the union play we are getting first, really happy with this outcome. And of course, with that, we get a maximum amount of rewards, and those precious union dollars are coming on board, and I really need those. So probably going to save a bit, especially for the start of the third competition. We will need those again, and rationing it is an important skill to do. If not, you'll be totally depleted and you'll be in deep trouble. The last couple of hours, normally I will not use those because it runs like 24 hours. So you just couple of wasted hours that you just use it for halfway or whatnot. So spending that good amount of event keys on the legendary train, we managed to hit, and we claims everything. And of course, that comes with an extra 200 EP bonus. And how the EP bonus works is, for example, you have 100 EP dropped, and then when you claim it, they give you extra 100, so your balance with 100. So basically, you have total 200 credits per se. So if you do have 200 credits at that juncture, and you finish the job that's 50, it just means you're left with 150. But at that moment when you claim that extra 50 out for the job's completion. Once that 150 credit EP, which is a bonus EP, runs out, then there'll be no more bonuses, right? So just saw it as a bonus as well. So eventually you got to really clear and then collect those lighters. Do not deliver the lighters. I do not think that is efficient to do that, because you're thinking about claiming that special train out using those lighters. I don't think it's worth it, so I'd rather spend it in exchange, which is a good exchange rate of 80 to 150 event snow keys. So 80 lighters to sacrifice, and we get 150 snow keys. So that may allow us to claim all the trains that normally we can't, especially what rushing to get earlier you saw was the gold train. The next one will be the epic trains, and then the rest of the trains are not so important because we already have those train types. What is painful is when you have the 100 EP jobs and you keep on asking for epic train we do not have. That's why I said Pixel sometimes is an algo behind the scene. All right, so at this juncture I was losing, I was panicking as well. So fortunately we managed to replace that job, and we managed to get a new job that requires the gold train, and we are asking for items that I do not have again. So Pixel is really pained in that context. So fortunately we managed to manufacture those required items in time. Anyways, the train capacity of my gold train is relatively low. I couldn't do with 1 hour, so I got to split the job into two. So that's 2 hours, 100 EP, not too bad after all. So without a 100 EP job, I think not possible to win at all. Probably just be second, because the third player or the third place player is very far behind. So that's how crazy the two of us are. But what's really more crazy will be the results, the ending results of the 400 EP above the second place. All right, thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.